I, Chad,
I, Chad,
take you, Kate,
to
be my cohabitant.
be my cohabitant.
Cohabitation, a living arrangement in which two unrelated people are unmarried but live together and are in a sexual relationship. Our group focuses on heterosexual persons and couples and their views on cohabitation in America. Cohabitation is a growing family issue. The number of people who cohabit is on the rise. It is commonly presented in pop culture, and we often see TV shows where the relationship is based on cohabitation and not marriage. We interviewed 4 fellow UAlbany students who are in serious relationships and wanted to get their take on cohabitation before marriage.
What is your religion?
I'm Catholic.
Jewish.
Catholic.
My dad's Christian and my mom's Jewish.
What do you believe?
I'm really not religious. I don't really believe in either.
Most religious Americans are less than half as likely to cohabit. However, about half of religious teenagers approve of cohabitation. Do you agree that if you cohabitate before marriage, you're more likely to get divorced?
No. No. I just because I heard the statistics about it, I would say yes, but I don't really believe it.
I don't really see it as an issue at all, personally. I think that gives you a better chance to get to know the person, and I think, if anything, it would probably stop you from getting a divorce, because you would have a better chance of knowing what to expect when you actually are married and living with someone.
Nationally, almost half of Americans believe that partners that live together are less likely to get divorced after marriage. However, studies show cohabitants have higher divorce rates and are less likely to be happy with their marriage. Do you think cohabitation is taking over marriage?
No. I think if people plan on getting married, they still will, but I know people that don't want to get married, so whether they cohabitate or not, they just won't do it.
Yeah, I think a little bit, because you don't need the full commitment, you don't need to buy a ring for each other. I mean, you can just live in the same house and all is well, so yeah, I think it's kind of replacing marriage a little bit, but at the same time, people still get married when they find the right one, so.
Sometimes. I think people are just prolonging it until marriage.
In 1960, the number of cohabitating heterosexuals in the U.S. was 0.4 million. In 2008, the number reached 7 million. Americans see cohabitation as the next step before marriage.
The hardest thing would be learning to live with that person.
The hardest adjustment would probably be leaving the seat down. That is rough.
One major problem with cohabitation is those who live together do not communicate as well after a fight than those who live separately. And leaving the toilet seat up is in fact one of the longest running spousal and cohabitant debates. Does the idea of cohabitation lead to a more promiscuous lifestyle Americans tend to lead today, aka hooking up?
I think if you have that kind of lifestyle, you're going to do it no matter what, whether you live with someone or not.
No, I think if you're cohabitating with someone, it'll be more stable, but if you're not, then you're more likely to be promiscuous with others.
Some cohabitants feel that they have lost part of their identity and are criticized for hanging out with friends. Compared to married couples, cohabitating couples have weaker commitment and are more likely to cheat.
I've been cohabitating for about a year, and it's pretty good. I decided to cohabitate. It was financial and convenient, and we had been dating for 2 years already, so it kind of seemed to make sense.
I've been cohabitating for a year now, and it is wonderful. I feel that it has brought us closer together.
20% college-age students cohabit. 56% of people between ages 25 and 44 cohabit. There are several benefits of cohabitation before marriage. There's emotional security, but one can still maintain their independence by having their own friends and family visit alone. Partners can dissolve relationship without legal problems and can leave an abusive relationship more easily. It can help people find out how much they really care, and children can reap the economic benefits because it is often more economically stable than single-parent families. Just like benefits, there are several costs of cohabitation before marriage. There can be a loss of identity or a feeling of being trapped. Women end up doing more cooking and household tasks than they believed. There's a report of lower happiness and satisfaction levels and more alcohol problems. More negative behaviors can be resulted after the marriage actually occurs, and the U.S. laws don't specify cohabitants' rights and responsibility. Children tend to have more emotional problems, and it can be harder rearing children. deciding to move in together, people must analyze both the costs and benefits of cohabitation. It is a big step in one's life. And even though cohabitation is rising, some people still do not cohabit until marriage. Our group spoke to a couple who waited to live together until their marriage.
Why did you wait to live together in the first place?
I think, well, I'm kind of old-fashioned, and I think personally I wanted it to sort of feel different when we got married, not already be used to the idea of living together.
And also respect of her parents.
Generational ties can be lost when cohabitating before marriage. One of the biggest factors of choosing to not cohabit is family disapproval.
How were your lives similar to that of a cohabitating couple even though you weren't living together?
You would still, he would still stay over my house quite a bit, and I'd stay over at his house. We'd still have dinner and make dinner together a lot.
Trying to prepare for the time where we are living together and married, and
You know, he kept a toothbrush at my place, and vice versa, stuff like that, so.
hair job.
It is possible to prepare for marriage without actually moving in together. However, the relationship does change after marriage when you finally do move in with each other.
Do you believe that your marriage is better off because you waited to live together?
Definitely.
I do.
Would you want your children to follow the same tradition,
Yes.
Yes, definitely.
even with the progressing generations?
Yes.
Cohabitation before marriage is portrayed more negatively than waiting to live together until marriage. Cohabitation is truly a private family issue, however, with popularity rising, it is now more public and society plays more of a role. Our group's main concern was whether or not cohabitating couples should be seen as a family. With all the statistics and facts about cohabitation, it was hard to determine whether or not it should be legally recognized as a family at all. After our research and interviews for this project, we have decided that cohabitation is a kinship, but does not replace marriage. A couple who is living together should be seen as their own family, even if they don't legally have the title. Cohabitation is mainly seen as a step before marriage, not just a replacement for marriage. Cohabitation before marriage is more of an issue when it comes to religion and the idea of keeping a traditional American family, but the facts are cohabitation is on the rise. A lot of the research and statistics that have been conducted in the past were negative. As cohabitation grows, new statistics have been found. For example, couples who have a college degree and are cohabitating have a higher household income than married couples. We should recognize cohabitants as a family, even though they don't have the traditional title of wife and husband. It is no longer just a lifestyle. Cohabitation may or may not be for everyone, however, households that are cohabitating are one of the few types of modern American families today.